Happy Monday. This is Father Mark. It's my favorite day of the week because I get to tell great stories and share great news about what God is doing in our diocese as we continue to implement our plans of hope, our strategic plan for our diocese. Lots of great things are happening in the lives of Catholics across the diocese who are learning more about the faith. We call that adult formation, and there's a whole section in our strategic plan designed to help adults like you learn more about the faith. And we are coming off the heels of what an incredible experience of why we believe, that resource from Dr. Brant Petrie about the 8 most commonly asked questions about the Catholic Church. Before I share with you some of the exciting statistics about that, I want to share with you an awesome story about what happened in the lives of some of our parishioners in the diocese because of why we believe. Respecting the confidentiality or the anonymity of the couple there, had a couple who approached me who were watching it at home and began to look at their lives. They were watching the Brant Petrie resource at home. They heard about it at their parish. They began to look at their lives and where they are in their relationship with God and made a decision to take the next step, made a decision to go deeper with the Lord, had not baptized their 2 children and made a decision to baptize their kids in the Catholic faith in response to what God was doing through the adult formation that's happening in our diocese. Think about, there are 2 souls that right now have been claimed by Jesus Christ as Christian because of what God is doing in our adult formation. And that's just exciting news to hear what God is doing in the lives of a lot of people. If you have a success story or an awesome little testimony, we'd love to hear it. Go to our diocese website, htdiocese.org, and click on the Why We Believe button. There's some ways that you can let us know what your stories might be. We would love to hear what God is doing in your life as we continue to celebrate adult formation in our diocese. The Why We Believe series was incredibly successful. As of today, we estimate that about 1 out of every 4 Catholics in our diocese that goes to Mass on Sunday is actively engaged in the resource. That is an amazing statistic, that 1 out of every 4 Catholics that are going to Mass are learning more about the faith. It's exciting. About 10% of the people who are actively engaged with the resource right now acknowledge that they, in the past, have not been regular participants at Mass. So God is beginning to draw people back into the sacraments, and that is a really beautiful sign of what's going on. Why We Believe was a powerful resource. We have another one coming around the corner. This Advent, we are excited to release to the diocese Why We Confess, which is a 3-part series on the sacrament of reconciliation. I am excited about what God's doing and why we believe, but I can't wait for God to share with you the great message of reconciliation through Why We Confess. Again, that's going to be at Advent. It's on the sacrament of reconciliation. Dr. Brant Petrie's back in action. He'll give you 2 teachings on the biblical roots of the sacrament of reconciliation, especially if any of you have ever been asked about confession, or maybe yourself, you're wondering, is that in the Bible? Well, we'll get ready, because we're going to take you on a pilgrimage through the scriptures, helping you understand how confession is in the Bible. That last video, I've actually taken some time with our film team here to actually be in a confessional as a way to just explain what happens in the sacrament of reconciliation as we look at Christmas coming around the corner. Can't wait for you to receive that resource. And hey, how about we all celebrate the sacrament of reconciliation before we celebrate Christmas this year? Not only do we have the resources coming out that are helping adults, but we're looking forward to the future, and we are training leaders who will eventually, in your parish, facilitate more adult formation in the future. Right now, this past weekend, we just finished our 2nd round of the first teaching in our Parish Missionary Disciple Formation Program. We call that the PMD. We're just training adult leaders who are eventually going to be in your parish and are going to lead adult formation there. Believe it or not, that's 150 people from across the diocese. 90% of our parishes are engaged. They're once a month on Saturdays. We are training them in the ministry of adult formation. So great things are happening in our diocese, and the future looks great. And I'm excited about what God is doing. Again, I want to thank Mr. Boise Bollinger for the gift that he gave us through CLI to help make our adult formation training happen. Also super indebted to our Formation Commission for what they did to do us. We're also grateful that you're following us on Mondays. Come back next Monday. We're going to tell you a little bit about what's happening with our Catholic schools and our youth. And until we see you then, God bless you.